One of the golden rules of YouTube is to provide a catchy title, a saucy thumbnail, and then provide all the value of the video at the end. Which is why I'm not gonna flat out tell you the 5 things I think you need to have a successful channel, which are: have a good system, importance of story and value, 70% and not 100%, don't get lost in analytics, and be consistent. Whoops. You know what? I walk past this place all the time and I have no idea what it is. It's nice though. I've been on YouTube for like, wait, how long have I been on YouTube? Anyway, pimping, I've been on there long enough to learn a few things. And what's crazy is that I'm still learning. I mean, I don't get it twisted. I'm a boss, but even bosses gotta keep learning. And now, don't get me wrong, I didn't wake up just like CEO level status, boss, dripping sauce. No, it definitely took me a minute, especially when it comes to YouTube. Like, if I'm honest, you could have all the great skills in the world and still end up failing. And failing for me really means basically giving up. And the reason for that is usually because there's some things that you got to know to have a successful YouTube channel. But having a couple channels over the years have definitely taught me a couple of things that have kept me afloat. One of the first things I've learned that helped me out like a lot has to be having a system. Everything is a system. And having a system for YouTube is, it's freaking boss. I have systems for everything when it comes to YouTube. For example, the breakdown of how I make my videos is a system. See, each video of mine can be broken down into hive, hook, intro, value, and then end. That is the system that I always go by when I make my videos. And pimping, I even have a system for time management. Because with having a full-time job, a wife, a kid, you gotta have something in place to keep knocking out videos at a certain level of quality that I like. Shoot at a certain time of day in chronological order, get it done in one go. That way, as soon as I get some time, there's no ifs, ands, or questions. I could just hop out and shoot. And now, don't get me wrong, every now and then I do throw in a couple of random videos, usually because of new leaks or new camera stuff. But for the most part, yeah, I have a plan, and it's all through a system that I set up. And now, another thing that I've learned that kind of made my life a lot easier when it comes to YouTube is the importance of story and value. Now, this tip blew my mind because I used to hear all my favorite creators talking about the importance of storytelling, storytelling this, storytelling that, storytelling, storytelling, storytelling. And I never really got it. And then something clicked and I got it. And I think the reason it took me so long to get it is because I was thinking that storytelling meant like something more complicated. In reality, it doesn't. It just simply means, what is the video about? That's it. If you can answer that question, plus throw in the structure, pimping, that is a good story. And now, value that's a pretty obvious one, but just in case it isn't, value simply put is, what are people getting from watching this? Like, why are they watching this? Is it to learn something? Is it to be entertained? Why should they spend their time on this? Or the value could simply be just talking about a product. And now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely more ways to offer value, but those tend to be my big 3. Some entertainment, because I'm a thug. Some videos for learning, and then the icing on the cake, sprinkling some reviews on them pieces. Boss! Man, I miss my motorcycle. Dang it. So remember the importance of story and value. Story, what is the video about? And it helps you connect better with your audience. And then value, what are you offering to your viewers? Why are they coming here? What are you giving them? Why should they spend time on your video? The next tip is quantity over quality. And now this one is a bit of a mixed bag because you do have people who put in a lot of time into making videos that do really well, but for most people, quantity is the way to go. Simply put, you should thrive for at least 70% rather than going for 100. Bounce! Whoa, what is going on up here? Whoa. And now, believe it or not, I was a strong believer in the opposite. I was a strong believer that when it comes to YouTube, that quality was the way to go. Push 100% into each video. Huge mistake. The content was just way too overproduced, and a lot of times lacked the sauce. But by making more videos, quantity over quality, everything got a boost, and I'm more magnetic, more saucy. I would legit slave away pumping out these videos at 100%, and not one person, not one, would comment on how good those sequences are. Not one. I mean, if you don't believe me, just go back and look at some of those videos that had these boss sequences and tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think is more important in that video. But again, it can go both ways. It just depends on the content that you are trying to make. For the content that I'm making, definitely 70-80% is good enough for YouTube. Plus, I get to pump out more and more content. But I did have a friend back in my animation days that spent maybe 300 hours on a single video. But again, it just depends on the content that you're trying to make. If you're going for something epic like a Netflix documentary or something like what my friend did, then definitely put in the hours and put in the work. But for most content on YouTube, no, you can even see, it's like a trend. Most people don't put 100% into a single video because it slows them down and they learn a lot less. Especially if you're a smaller YouTuber, definitely quantity. You definitely want to hit quantity over quality. Again, there's just so much that you can only learn through quantity. Perfect example, editing. You have to pump out as many as you can and it will eventually improve your editing. Look, my ninjas, I've been there. You cannot improve your editing by only making one really, really good video. Editing is something that you have to keep doing over and over. Quantity will improve your editing. Same with talking to camera and storytelling. You have to do these things multiple times to improve, like a lot of times. And now on the flip side of this though, I do know people who made 100, 200 videos and still only have like 150 subscribers. But the reason it happens is because they're usually just skating. They are not looking to improve. YouTube is just something that they just do and just try to have fun with. They don't try to learn. You can see this clearly if you just go to their home page. You can see there's no progression in thumbnails, no progression in video quality, none of that. So yes, Pimpin', I'm a firm believer in quantity over quality. Unless you are making like Netflix documentaries, crazy dope animations, stuff like that, then yes, that's completely different. For everybody else, quantity will help. I'm telling you, you will learn so much. My ninja, I've been there. Wow, it looks like the fair's still going. It was here last week. I thought it was here for just Easter, but nah, it's still here. And then the next tip is actually a new tip that I recently learned, and that is don't obsess over the numbers. Like, Pimp, I'm not gonna lie, your boy Sky Money was all over the numbers. I would legit eyeball my analytics like a hawk. But to be real, that is definitely not the way to go, only because it's just basically a distraction of what you're really trying to do, and I kind of feel like it hurt me more than actually guide me. And now, Pimpin', I'm not saying don't look at your analytics. Actually, a lot of people have succeeded by basically focusing on their analytics. But like, yeah, that's just a handful of people. Instead of putting so much focus on analytics, I've decided to put more focus on storytelling as well as offering value to you guys. And I'm gonna be real, that's been working. And then last but not least, the biggest tip has to be, man, what am I always? But yeah, last and not least, and definitely one of the most important things is consistency. You have to be consistent. Like, that is like a prerequisite for anybody who is even thinking about doing YouTube. My ninjas, you gotta be consistent. There is no way around it. At least one video a week. And now for some people, that's one video a week. For others, it's maybe 3 videos a week. But for the most part, if you are small and just getting started, you have to be consistent. At least minimum 1 video a week. And you can like literally see this on like every platform. Consistency wins over everything else. The people who show up are the ones that's making it. Remember when I said YouTube is a system? Well, all these platforms are systems. They have systems in place. The more content you pump out, the more likely you are to be recommended. Like my animation channel, for example, the one that's just been chilling in the cut, 14,000 plus subscribers, again, chilling in the cut, hugging the block, right? The videos that I make that are great, that I put hours and hours of work in, they're still there. But with me missing for like a year, are any of those videos being suggested? I'll be the first to tell you that the moment I stopped posting for like a month, all my numbers started to fall. So yes, my ninjas, you have to be consistent. So yeah, those are my 5 tips to reach the success that you want to reach on YouTube. And also keep in mind that the more you put in, the more you get out. Man, what a gorgeous day it is. Oh man, feels like summer up in this piece. guys use those tips to up that YouTube game up to CEO level boss status. And also let me know what you guys think about quantity versus quality. Because yeah, I am a strong believer in quantity over quality, but also it depends on the niche. Like I said earlier, it depends on what you're creating. So what do you guys think though? I got my ninjas, I got to know. So let me know what you guys think. I'm about to cross the street, but you guys need to like them comments up. Whoa, man, it is a gorgeous day outside. Holy, whoa! Just as I said that, drip check, drip check. I think that's a good sign for me to go get my coffee.